So what they do is, this is the way the archons in a simulation create prison planet experiences in our personal realities. So I'm going to use Left Eye as an example. So as soon as Left Eye started awakening to the impact that being in the music industry, and also even being raised black and religious and in the South, and with all of these things and beliefs that did not originate, right, from our original state of consciousness. All of these things were new gods and new beliefs, and even our diet, it was based on a slave diet. It was killing us, right? So she's awakening, she's increasing her consciousness, it's starting to impact her music, right? She's really tapping in. She got that cosmic black hole, so you already know that there's an alchemical level that's built into the vessel of a woman with a cosmic black hole. Y'all feel me? For those out there who know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If it needs to be explained, then you just don't know what I'm talking about. Because some things don't need to be explained. They just need to be understood. So, now, we got to make her look crazy. Let's trigger her with that man that she's just, so head over heels over. We'll make sure that she finds something out on this day, because based on how she usually responds to triggers and based on her natal chart, this day would be the best day to fuck with her. So let's irritate her. She's going to set some shoes on fire. Really, it wouldn't usually be a big deal. But because we are making sure that there is food for the archons to have, we're going to manipulate this simulation, use the media god to make a huge deal about it so that she gets lynched on an astral level. Oh, how horrible, how terrible that she did that. Oh, how the shaming, right? It's the shaming that we do it. Yeah, it's the shaming. This was taught to us to do this. We do this naturally without thinking about it. We shame each other. That's why people like the book readings with me, because I go out of my way to avoid shaming people for whatever it is they're experiencing, because it's beneath me at this point to do that to people. If I'm truly someone who has awakened to a higher level of consciousness, it's senseless for me to intentionally attack people to make them feel shame. That's something that a very unspiritual, unconscious person who is wounded does, and we've all been there, and we're healing. That's another topic for another time. But back to what I'm saying. Whenever a EU melanin dominant woman gets on a journey of illumination that truly begins to unlock something, these curious cases occur on these curious days with these specific situations, astrological alignments, and numerology and gematria centered around it. For those of you who are wondering, how is everything always a blood sacrifice? How is everything always a ritual? How is everything? Maybe that just happened. Maybe that person just was upset with somebody and maybe they really got shot and killed because of that. Maybe it wasn't anything spiritual. That is the worst thing that you could possibly think if you are here to expand your consciousness. Everything has a spiritual vibration that first allows it to be manifest into the material 3D realm. This is why we're in the 3D, right? To practice doing these things. So this is the way that they orchestrate this. I'm saying they, as in the manipulators, the powers that be, the archons, the demigods, and the many systems and hierarchies that are established beneath them, all the way to the corporations and the people that make our food, our clothes, our medicine, our everything. This is the shithole prison planet hell shit I've been talking about. You are in hell if you are listening to this, and that's nothing to be afraid of. It's just something to be aware of. Hell is a beautiful place. It's when your ashes can become beauty if you do the alchemical work. It's beautiful. It's nothing to be upset about or afraid of. So, the main thing that causes fear is the dark feminine, chaotic energy of destruction of what no longer serves us, but sometimes that is going to mean cords and attachments will be destroyed. For some of you listening to me now, unfortunately, those cords of attachment may be your family. And you have known far too long that it was time for you to stop letting them come to your house and bring all them entities because they're unconscious state into the house, because it's more work for you to clear it out, to keep your altars and your spiritual work doing what they're supposed to be doing for you. Some of y'all know it's time to do that, right? So this full moon, this eclipse, this energies are giving us the ability to do that. But think about it. When Aaliyah got on her journey of awakening, what happened to her? When Left Eye got on her journey of awakening, what happened to her? Just think about this. So now that this nice, James Webb telescope, is sending these images back for the first time. We get an up close personal shot of the cosmos yoni. Look at this black hole in the center of the Milky Way. The milk and honey way. It's through darkness and transformation. It's another conversation for another time. But look at this. It's like cosmic pornography. They are really, really working this one. I can just feel it in the energy. I'm detaching myself from devices and headlines for right now on the media detox, preparing myself for tonight. But I wanted to channel these energy updates throughout the day to you all, because it seems as if I'm not going to stop channeling anytime soon today. So in my effort to make sure that you receive these codes so that you can be activated to do the alchemy that is necessary and being called of you, this is me answering that call to do that. Now that I have said that, let's be clear. As above, so below. There will be a lot of stories and news headlines continuing to center around WAP, wounded ass pussy. Let's be clear. We're healing that ancient trauma. We're realizing epigenetically that a lot of trauma is passed down through the maternal DNA. The matrilineal energy seems to be really, 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 really strong, that we can look at anything based in DNA and we can learn so much about this maternal lineage DNA that sometimes they call the first Eve, We have introduced our followers to amazing people who have talked about this extensively. What's the guy who talks about the Dracos being the melanin? It's slipping my mind right now because I'm channeling. But Tom, hold on. Tom.
The one that do the harmony.
The one that breaks down the melanin and the Dracos. And so we've talked about this before, and I've shared some of those videos. Y'all can pull it up and check it out. His website is the Golden Mean Ratio. goldenmean.info is the name of his website, if I'm not mistaken. And he talks about this maternal DNA and its connection to the Dracos. He talks about the fractal field, the spiral, the golden mean. Think about it. The Dracos, they live inside of us. Oh, I know you like, what? See how we like to look at stuff black and white. Dracos can be both beneficial, they could be malevolent and benevolent, just like we can. Right? So just acknowledging that we're starseeds, we're not from this planet. We've been brought here. And so we will see a lot of stuff going around, coming up, centered around women and what they doing with their WAP. And, so whether it's wet or wounded, we all can be clear on the fact that there's a lot of wounding that has happened. And, we even got drill music that's just killing those that are birthed from the gateways of the gods, to make sure that the gods never rise up and take control. You see, you learn so much when you just be open to learning and not being so fearful of your beliefs changing because you're uncomfortable with change, right? because maybe you have trauma brain like a lot of us do, and change is uncomfortable for us. But the more that you welcome it, I'm telling you, the less jolting it becomes, because you appreciate it. And so the man that I was talking about, his name is Dan Winter. If you haven't watched his lectures, go and watch his lecture, because a lot of what I'm going to be talking about, comparing us to star seeds, demons, Dracos, it sounds out there, but the truth is always stranger than fiction. And it wouldn't even be me being me if I just spout out information that I was comfortable with telling people, you know. So that's not true liberation. And we have to question the intention behind the speakers that we're speaking to. And when people give information that causes aggravation, and you can see their journey because they're being transparent about it, that information is going to provide elevation. That's a fact. And if you need to, take that back. Matter of fact, share this with the cat and the dog, around the corner, down the road, and whoever, whatever else. Because when I go into this energy to channel the truth of the energetic updates for those who are able to receive these channel messages, it enormously will give you energy to alchemize what you are doing in your day. I'm not doing this just because I want y'all to sign up for the puja we're doing tonight. I'm doing this because this is what my soul loves to do, which is expand consciousness, challenge beliefs and limitations. Right? And to show people their superpowers by delving into the shadows. And things are changing so rapidly, we can't hold on to those old beliefs, ways of thinking and being anymore and be successful. The goal is to be like water, okay? You can't control everything, but you definitely can be more flexible and just kind of ebb and flow through the highs and the lows, And so this energy is definitely gonna be miraculous for those who know how to use the energy. So protect, the information is coming in and out. As I said, now that we know that they're sending images back of the cosmic black hole, remember, as above, so below. So there is so much power that can be done for those of us who have womb spaces and have this specific genetic makeup that is allowing us to create plasma vortexes of energy fields. But if our bliss body isn't activated and we're in pain oftentimes, and maybe we're in relationships with people who are on a different level of consciousness and we haven't learned to enforce our energetic boundaries properly yet because we're healing from codependency and trauma, that's another conversation that we will be continuing to have in the New You Mystery School, as well as Patreon, and a portion of it will be here. But with that being said, let's just honor our own personal shadows, our personal abyss, darkness, hell, and monsters. Let's just honor that, because one thing is for sure: we make everything a fucking monster. Every time an opportunity for evolution to happen, it's a monster. Anytime somebody is challenging your beliefs, they're a monster. They're attacking you. We live in fight or flight. We live as if lions and tigers and bears are always after us. That's why we get triggered so easily. That's why it's difficult for us to TKO the ego for a moment, to just be in the heart. We're so afraid of the one thing we want the most, which is unconditional love. But to have that, it requires us to be vulnerable and to be naked, and not to try to control other people's perception of us, and not be worried about other people's perception of us, because we're so focused on giving that love to ourselves that we know we deserve. This is when alchemy happening. And so a lot of us not tap into our bliss body. We're still carrying pain and trauma because we're just not really awakening to these things. And in the WAP Word lecture, me and Ernest went deeply explaining exactly how having sexual energetic exchanges with people impacts the hypothalamus, the amygdala, the hippocampus, and even in the pineal gland. The whole frontal lobe is changed each time we have these energetic reactions with people, whether it's physically sexual, astrally sexual, energetically, emotionally, or mentally. In conversations, we're always penetrating and being penetrated, giving and receiving, inhaling and exhaling. Everything is highs and lows, but we make everything a monster. And black women, melanated women, and sexuality, that's been one of the most monstrous things. It's like, black women, oh no, you can never, never, ever crave sex from anything or anyone except outside of the one that owns you, my darling. His family paid a big dowry for you. You must make sure that whatever he wants you to do, you must do that. Or you're going to destroy the family. The family is already destroyed. And maybe at this point we need to do the opposite and learn to de-armor. This expansion only occurs when you just allow yourself to just be and stop judging everything. You don't have to judge everything. Nobody knows everything. But people who knows that they really know nothing know a lot. And I know that I really know nothing. And when I speak, it seems as if I know a lot. But it's because I sit with the fact that I really don't know nothing. I'm learning. I'm a student of life. So as above, so below, this will be happening for any men who are listening to me. I would like for you to be more protective of feminine energy in the most healthy way that you possibly can, leading throughout the rest of this day. I am going to rest the rest of the day. I have been fasting for the last week, preparing myself for tonight to be a clear vessel to channel clear messages and provide a sacred space of liberation to happen. If that is something that interests you after listening to me on today, you can go to the website, REMNANTSGATHERING.com, and sign up to participate with us. I was going to change the price, but I don't know if it was Mercury retrograde or just meant to be, but I left the price the same to hold that 2222 energy of 222 so that we're creating a portal just by participating and purchasing. Yes, I make sure that the algorithm creates abundance for people who purchase products and services from me using numerology and astrology. And that's why when you spend your money with us, it doesn't deplete you, And if you read the testimonials, most people notice an increase. And I'm not saying that just for you to send us a donation. However, we definitely would appreciate if you do, because we don't get paid a lot for this. And when your message is a message that's like this, like prison planet breaking stuff, we're creating a movie together. And the narrator happens to be a channeler, so my abundance comes in the form of your appreciation, your donations, your comments, and even your challenges for those of you who believe something different than what I share here. And so all of it is appreciated. So yes, be sure to do that. And I'm going to chill out for the rest of the day and be ready for tonight. There's nothing you really need to do to be ready to come tonight. Just follow all the instructions of what we've posted. If you have not been signed up for our newsletter, everything that we posted, I also wrote a blog all about today, giving all the information that is relevant for you to know and to use for your own self. And again, if my message causes aggravation, it is the purpose of illumination. And this is the dark goddess wisdom that I conduct myself in for the alchemy of life to truly happen the way that it's supposed to. Yes. So show your girl a little love. If this touched you in a special place, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I have not been saying that, but let me make sure that I say that because words are powerful. Do that, do that, do that. And I will see y'all on the other side of higher consciousness, higher vibes, empowerment, and love. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. Man, your third eye has just been kissed. Peace and power.